Tanner and I were sitting in the car. We were driving. We had like what 20 miles left or something. Tanner, 27 miles.
40.
Left.
Yeah. It was literally 30 minutes away.
It was 40 minutes. 30 minutes away. And Isaac texts us and he says, "Let me know when you guys are 5 minutes away." And Tanner looks at me and I'm like, "Let him know that we're there already." See what he says. And I was like, "Just want to let you know he's gonna hate you for this."
Yeah,
Tanner
that's not at all what happened. Actually, that's a complete lie. You're just a fibber today.
Tanner literally texts you and says, "We're outside." And then you were like, "What?" That's what you said. And then I told him to tell you, or maybe I sent it. I said, "Bring the camera with you."
You said, "Go outside,
put the camera outside and start recording."
Bring your camera. Are you outside? Hurry, go outside and bring your camera and go record. I was like, "Oh shit, okay, it's happening."
Dude, we're like 30 miles away, and Isaac texted the group chat, "I think I hear something." I was like, "Yep, that's us."
I didn't. No, you said, "Can you hear us, you weirdo?" You're twisting the story all up and down backwards.
I will go to the text messages.
Yeah, go ahead and read them out loud for me. Bring the receipts, dude. Bring the receipts to the cashier on aisle 4.
As we were like, I sent like the map of how far away we were into the car.
Was that you? Were you messaging through Nick's phone? Because it was all coming from Nick.
No, I was messaging through my phone.
Did you message from?
Yeah,
Larry was texting.
I have the text messages right here.
Yummy. I was distracting him.
Okay, yeah. Let's go in chronological order.
Isaac says, "Let me know when you guys are 5 minutes away so I can move my car." And then Tanner says, "We pulling in now. Stand outside." And then like 2 minutes later, "You outside?" And then I sent a message a minute later, "Where you at? Bring your camera and record it." And you said, "What? I'm outside. What camera?" And I said, "Record us pulling up. Go to the door." And you said, "All right, I'm here." And I said,
"Meanwhile, we're 25 minutes away."
Yeah,
and you said it's cold outside. You were like, you texted, you're like, "It's cold outside. Where are you?"
Yeah,
yeah. And you fuckers have the audacity to sit here and bitch and moan about how I locked the 2 doors. Shut the fuck up. You guys are both children.
Yummy get to get punished as well.
Oh my god.
Yummy only slept 20 minutes that whole trip.
I don't give a shit. I thought Yummy was in on it, so I didn't feel bad at all.
No,
you have fucking
Yummy was like tired, bro.
I swear to God, I went up to the door. And you guys were outside, and you're like knocking and ringing the doorbell, and I was just standing there, and Nick was just like, "Yeah, man, everyone's laughing, man." Like, I wanted to literally reach through the fucking glass and shatter your skull on the pavement.
Can I say something about Yummy and like the whole trip? Like Yummy, dude. Okay, listen. I was driving with Yummy. I was with Yummy, right? I was a passenger princess. Okay, I'll be real. I didn't drive at all. But listen, Yummy was like, okay. Let me start a little example real quick for the visual learners. So Yummy, right? He was driving and he's like, Larry, if I get too tired, call Nick, okay? So that he could drive and I can sleep. I'm like, all right, man. I'll let him know. He's like, okay, only when it's an emergency. I'm like, okay, man. Dude, I look over, he's like, I'm like, dude, I'm calling Nick right now. And then we stopped at a gas station and we switched spots. Bro, I was so scared. I'm not gonna lie. I looked like I was on my phone. I looked over, like I heard him and I looked over and he was like, I'm like, bro, you're trying so hard to look
I
at your phone.
can't even explain what was happening. Like, it felt like my eyes were on a fucking cyclone and they were like twitching and my eyes were watering and I was like trying so hard to focus on the road.
I could tell you were trying so hard to stay awake.
When my dad does that, when that happens to my dad, he does this. He like draws. He goes.
Yeah, I do that too. I shake myself awake when I'm like falling asleep at the wheel. The amount of times that I've almost fallen asleep at the wheel and closed my eyes for a little bit too long after coming home from Nick's house. Like, I think like 4 or 5 times.
Every night, I don't know if Isaac's gonna text me if he got home. That was always real. Like I would always be like, "Text me when you get home." I don't hear from him for 2 hours.
What time would you leave?
Well, I leave. I get there. He was only an hour away, so it was like, just drive. Like, it wasn't that hard. Like, it was just an hour drive. But my cock ass brain, for some reason, just puts me to sleep. Driving just so boring. I'd just be sleeping and snoozing at the wheel.
You don't play music?
No, I do. That's the funny part. And I turn it up and everything. And I put on like the air conditioning, and I still somehow.
I don't know. I've heard a story about Nick falling asleep with you in the car.
Oh, that's a classic.
We've told that. We've told that.
We've told that story before. Yummy, don't remember?
I forgot.
Yeah.
Oh, you can talk about it again if you want.
Real quick. Isaac and I were driving to go meet up with Ryan the leader, Churdleys, like other people, like YouTubers at like a university or something in like down in Jersey, and I had not slept much at all. So before getting into the car, I fall asleep on the couch in my basement for like 45 minutes. Remember this, Isaac? I wake up and I'm like, yeah, I'm good to drive. It's like in dead middle of winter. We're driving and like I'm starting to fall asleep. And I just remember like Isaac like, Nick, you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm all right. And then, like he like slaps me. He's like, Nick, you good? He's like, yeah. I just remember his eyes like staring at me. We were almost headed directly for a telephone pole, and like I swear
he drove off the road.
Oh my
I was like,
god.
no, we started, and I could hear the rumble. I was like, Nick,
Scary.
He's like, Nick, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
I was like, I'm definitely not falling asleep after that one, man. I literally was wide awake.
all it takes is one scare. It's always I have one scare driving, and then it's like, okay, I'm up. Like,
Dude,
that's it.
yeah, that happened to me today. I was pulling into work and I just didn't look right for some reason. I almost got T-boned.
Oh my
God, what the fuck?
Then we would actually have to say Grunt got into an accident.
Yeah.
That was real.
No, sometimes. Oh my gosh. No, there's another time there's a 4-way stop and I like stopped and I swear I looked left. I swear on my life I looked left and there was no car there. And then as I go, the other car's already in the intersection. And like I don't know if it was whose fault it was because I literally didn't see the car. But
just didn't
Maybe they came up and rolled through.
Listen, dude, my dad, all right? So like me and my dad used to go hunting a lot, right? You guys know this, right?
You guys love hunting.
And my dad would go hunting, or we would start driving at like around noonish and then get there at night because he wants to like hunt at night. Like he wants to like start early at night and then like wake up in the morning, whatever. But like it doesn't happen often because usually awake, he's ready. But there was one night I do remember where he was like listening to like this like fucking country music. You know, we're like bouncing up because it's a dirt road, so we're like, and then I look over and he's like tired as shit. He's like that. He's like all fucking wiggly and shit. He's like, dude, I'm like
wiggly.
I'm like, I'm like, are you good? You're like, no, mames. Wait. Oh yeah. I'm good. I'm okay. And we're driving up, dude. It's so scary. It is fucking horrible when people are like,
that's funny.
fucking, you look over and you just like see like an old cripply man like
driving. Yeah,
Dude, honestly, like sleep deprivation, they say can be just as bad.
They say
as
it's just as
driving.
bad as drunk driving.
Dude, I'd say it's worse.
I'm scared, dude.
It is.
It's like literally
driving.
What? Yeah, no. Nick and Tanner came in super clutch, helping drive. Literally, Nick drove the whole thing, and Tanner drove most of it. Like I didn't drive as much as I should have.
7 hours,
but I really wanted to, and that's why I was so scared. Because Nick. So what happened was Larry called Nick as soon as he was scared of me falling asleep, and he's talking to Nick on the phone, and he's like. Talking, and then I'm like, Nick, I'll let you know when we need to pull over. And Larry's like, next gas station, Yummy, we're pulling over. And I'm like, dude, I'll let him know when we need to. It's all right.
Yeah. And then isn't that when he hung up and then you called me back like immediately?
Larry was like, yeah, we need to go to the next gas station. And I was like, all right, fine.
Yeah, no, it was so obvious. You were so like nimble and old. You're like,
when I was driving Yummy was in the passenger seat trying to get some shut eye. I was hitting every pothole. Imagine, dude. So he'd be sleeping like this. I'd be like,